Hey guys, it's Lisa Mohajé. How are you? Happy Friday. Hope that you guys all had an awesome week and have amazing plans for the weekend. So I just wanted to share with you guys just my luck and why I am not lucky. So I kind of thought about this topic because someone had recently asked me when I started going through my physical transformation, my life transformation, what kept me going? What was my motivation? Where was my mentality at back then? And I realized, like, I'll post things and people will say, oh my gosh, you're so lucky, lucky you, lucky girl. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am not lucky. The thing is I've worked my butt off to be where I am. I've worked my butt off to lose 60 pounds. I've worked my butt off to be a member of the Millions Club. I've worked for it. Nothing has come easy for me. And all of the people that you see that are highly successful, unless something was handed down to them, they've worked for it. So maybe they, instead of watching TV, they were working. Instead of going out with their friends, they were working. Instead of eating all of those cheat meals, they were eating clean. Whatever it is, they worked for it. Nothing comes easy in this world, as we know. And there were so many times looking back on my life that I should have quit. I shouldn't be where I am today, because throughout my life journey, in my short 40 years, I've been through a lot of crap. I've been through a lot of stuff, and there's so many reasons that I should have quit. I should have gave up, but I never did. From the very first point of being a young single mom living in public housing, I could have quit. I could have just, taken that easy road and been satisfied with mediocrity. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough for me. I had to work hard. I had to, get out of that situation. And the only person that was going to change it was me. The same thing when, there was a point in my life that I was cheated on. I was told, I wasn't good enough, that I would never find anybody better. Hello. Found the most amazing person in the world to be my person. And I could have given up. Having my self-esteem completely squashed and crushed, I could have given up, but I didn't. Instead, I almost used that as my motivation. I did use that as my motivation. All of the people that told me I couldn't, or that I wasn't good enough, or, you'll never do this, or you'll never be that. That's my motivation. And sometimes it still is today, thinking about all of the naysayers and the people that said you'll never do that, or you'll never be able to do this, or you're not, so-and-so, or you're not as pretty as so-and-so, or whatever. If you want to change your life, it starts with you. And it's not about being lucky. It's about making a decision and doing it and making it happen. I mean, I've been laid off from 2 jobs before starting Beachbody. And again, I could have sat and said, you know what, this is my luck. This is my life, and I'm going to accept it. I'm going to collect unemployment. But I didn't. I went out there and I worked for it, and I worked hard. I went back and got my college degree. I've never been one to just sit around and do nothing. Because it's so easy to do that, right? It's so easy to get sucked into the day-to-day life and, the negativity that just surrounds us. It's all around us, right? Bad luck is all around us if you choose to accept it. And I choose not to accept it. I choose not to accept any of the negativity, any of the bad luck that comes my way. I'm not accepting it. And I'm only pushing forward, and I'm only becoming better, and I'm only becoming stronger. And, 10 years ago, I was this strong person somewhat hiding deep within me, but I didn't know she was there. And I can remember just being so embarrassed and ashamed and like wondering what happened. And someone asked me, like I said, well, how did you begin your change? What was your transformation? And, my first thought was, well, I remember it was New Year's Eve. My mom had taken a picture of my brother and I, and my face was literally, I would say the size of a watermelon, but a watermelon is this way. My face was round. So the size of a cantaloupe or honeydew melon, whatever, that was my face. And from that moment on, I decided I had to do something different. Like, who was this person that I was looking at? And so I decided, you know what, I've got to make a change. And the person kind of questioned me and pushed me and said, well, I want to know a little bit more. I want to know a little bit deeper, like what got you to that point and what got you going. And that was really it. You know, I was at a point in my life where I was depressed. I was unhappy. I was in a, you know, this relationship, where I was being, you know, cheated on and not appreciated and put down. And I just felt like, how did I let myself go through depression of going to bed at 8 p.m. every night and, you know, eating ice cream and eating fried foods and just trying to kind of, whatever, wallow. Is that the right word? Wallow? I think it's wallow. Whoever said about fried foods, Jane, you're so silly. But I kind of just wallowed in my sorrow, you know, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to go to bed because I don't want to be awake anymore. So I would go to bed and I would get up and I would do the same things over again. And so I just decided, like, I have to change. This is not me. This is not who I am. Like, I'm better than that. And I am worthy of so much more. And I think for women, we sometimes feel like we're not worthy. Like, we don't deserve to be loved, or this is all there is for us, right? Maybe men feel that way too. I just know we as women, we're so much more emotional and sensitive to things like that. You know, we feel like, oh, well, I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart enough. And we compare ourselves to other people. So I think that, you know, for us, we have to get control of our emotions. We have to get control of our heart. We have to get control of who we are as a person. And we have to decide. And we have to know that, you know, God loves us so much and that we deserve so much more out of this life. So whether it's your relationships or the people that you work with, or, you know, how you're being treated or how you treat yourself, the words that are coming out of your mouth, are you speaking positive things? Are you speaking positive, encouraging things to yourself? And one thing that I've been doing recently is I will stop dead in my tracks in my words of the things that I'm saying, and I will stop. I will literally stop in mid-sentence, and Pasha's like, what were you saying? And I'm like, oh, you know what, never mind. And I'll just say, you know, I was going to say something negative, or I was going to complain, or I was going to whatever, and I've stopped. I'm no longer speaking negativity. I'm no longer saying I'm going to try to do this, or I hope it works out, because I'm going to do it. There's no trying, there's no hoping. If you want those things to happen, you have to do it. Plain and simple. So you just have to decide, like, do you want to choose to live the unlucky life, or do you want to choose to live the lucky life? And do you want to work your butt off? And do you want to be focused? And do you want to go for it? And no matter what, you're going to make it happen. And it all starts with a decision, and then it starts with taking action. So it's one thing to decide, hey, I don't smoke, but hey, I'm going to quit smoking and then go buy a pack of cigarettes. You have to make that decision, and then you have to do it. You have to be so focused on that decision, on that goal, that there's no other option. So you guys, that's where I'm at. I am not the type of person that's going to sit back and let things happen and let my life fly past me. Bentley, are you coming to say hi, buddy? Bentley, tell everybody. It starts with a decision, and then you got to go for it, right? He's busy playing. So that was kind of my thing for you guys tonight, is wherever you're at in your life, you are lucky, number one, because you have amazing things going on in your life that maybe you've overlooked. You've gotten so focused on the problem at hand, or what's not going right, what's going wrong, and that's become your focus. So it's time to take your focus to the positivity, to the small blessings in your life. Maybe it's someone that just simply smiles at you when you're walking through the grocery store, because I don't know about you, but I smile at everyone, and when they don't smile back at me, I'm like, oh, like what's wrong with them? Well, like, why don't they smile? So it could be the small blessings in your life that add up to really big things. So don't focus on the problem, focus on the solution. How can you fix what's wrong? And that's your focus. if you get caught up in worrying about, oh, this is never gonna go right, or this person will never do this, they'll never be this person, or I'm never gonna get my finances in check, I'm never gonna be able to quit drinking, whatever it is, stop that focus and move on to finding the solution and make that your only focus. Put your blinders on. Do not get sidetracked about what this person's doing or what this person's saying, but what is it that you want to accomplish, and go for it. It is as easy as that. Don't say, Lisa, oh, it's easy for you to say that. This is simple. It is simple. You just have to make the decision and go for it. So you guys are just as lucky as I am, and I hope that you guys all have an amazing night.